What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video. So I was waiting to do this podcast with somebody or like Sam Bennett or somebody like that. Or somebody who I could talk about this with because I want just to invite anyone, but you know, I want to start this. I don't want to just postpone my podcast just because one person's not going to join me. I mean, I've been doing podcasts myself for quite some time now, so I should might as well get this podcast started. My name is Mario. As you guys know, I am a spoken word artist. I'm an author. I'm a YouTuber, obviously, and I got a book, Young with Purpose, which is the inspiration behind these podcasts. So today's topic I want to talk about starting off a little bit. Um, Basically, what this is basically what this is about is basically the idea of getting started. A lot of times you feel intimidated. A lot of times you feel like you can't do something because you're just getting started. I mean, you're just don't have the resources and you feel like, man, the gap between my dream and where I am now feels so big. And like, it feels like, it feels like you're on Earth and you're trying to get to the moon. Like, it feels like you in New York and you're trying to get to California. Like it's that big. Like, it feels impossible at first. But then as you start to learn, as you start to to network and as you start to, really take advantage of what you got, you realize, oh, it wasn't so hard. I just have to have faith and just have to use my resources. And one cool things about today's era is that this is the most resourceful generation of entrepreneurs or kids or whatnot because we understand the whole mindset of starting off a little, you know, starting off a little just to make ends meet. We understand that concept because nowadays you don't need a camera to record a video. You don't need I mean, you can use your smartphone and just get a decent quality video. You can make your whole studio with your smartphone or with your laptop. Like, I mean, it's so technology has made things so easy, but it also made us more complacent. Because we still have that mindset of the old, the old generation, and and it's just people just underestimate how blessed we are to have abundance of convenience with technology. With the smartphone, with the tablet. I mean, most of the videos I upload on this channel is through my tablet. So it just shows that you don't need much to get started. All you need is faith. All you really need is faith and just talent. To really make ends meet. And sometimes you don't even need talent because you got people who make it without talent. They just make it purely on just you know being a good marketer. And you see a lot of rappers, you see a lot of what about YouTubers and who has a lot of who may seem like weird and quirky, but yet they still get followers. So this is Wovo. What's up, Wovo? How you been? Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm glad Wovo's I mean out is here, but I'm glad Wovo's here. You know, but basically what I want to say is that a lot of people make excuses. Like one of the things one of the things about this generation I like it's cutting off the excuse. Because before you had an excuse to why you were successful in your because of the industry. Like if you didn't pop as a musician, as an artist, it's because labels didn't like what you were putting out. They didn't like the fact that you know that you was conscious instead of, writing about, women and, womanizing and drugs and whatever, you know, you know, or if you want to be an author, the reason why your book never got put out because your book wasn't what your publisher wanted to, what your publisher saw as marketable, because before Amazon, KDP, and for all these other self-publishing websites, you know, authors had to go to like publishers and they had to, get a publishing deal. And a lot of times, like the lady who made Harry Potter, for example, it took her like I think 7 years or 10 years, whatever, to get her book out. I mean, she was right. I mean, she was like, broke. She was a single mom. Like she had the odds stacked against her, but one person believed in her, and now Harry Potter like lives on to be one of the greatest fantasy franchise of all time. Like I mean, anybody who's grown up in the '90s, late '90s, early 2000s, like know how big Harry Potter was. Like it was huge. I mean, you didn't even have to be a fan of it to know is like Harry Potter was like the precursor, like Twilight and other franchises like that. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that you don't have excuses to why you're not successful. I mean, you can't make excuse no more of why you're not, why you're not successful or why at least or why you're not trying. I mean, not everybody's gonna be successful, not everybody's gonna be a big YouTuber, not everybody's gonna be a famous rapper, not everybody's gonna be, a best-selling author, but at least you can try. I mean, at least you can, have some um you know, some effort into it because all you need is a camera, all you need is a phone, a tablet. Like, I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk says a lot about the smartphone, how the smartphone is the remote control of the world, and I believe him because when more people are on their phones than you're on their laptops. I mean, he doesn't even mention laptops anymore. Like, that's how much influence cell phones has had on, on today's culture. Like the fact that people are spending more time on their cell phones than you are and you're looking at each other says a lot about how technology has made everything so convenient. So I'm really just passionate about this topic because I was that person. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I thought I needed a camera. I thought I needed fancy equipment to really make my channel grow. But then I started looking at YouTubers, and I was like, oh wow, all you really need is a cell phone. Because when I because someone who grew up, old days of YouTube, you know, you if you didn't have a cell phone, then I was like, that meant your video quality was like really bad, but because cell phones have grown, now it's okay to use a cell phone to upload a video. So it's really cool to see, you know, that we have convenience, we have something, we have something. We may not have, the money. We may not have the connections we like to have. But if you have a cell phone, if you have social media, like you have a chance. You have a chance. So basically, what I'm trying to say is like, don't let lack of resources stop you from following your dreams. Don't let not knowing anybody in your field, living in a small town, not having the best technology stop you because I mean, you see plenty of people who had little to nothing, but yet they made something big out of it. Like, I mean, it's just so crazy that if you believe in yourself and you believe in your dream, like good things can happen. And and like and I'm just thankful that I have the right people in my life right now because I mean like you guys who have been watching my videos, you guys have been, following me on YouTube the last 7, 8 months. Like, I've been writing poems about some of the hardest, some of the darkest moments of my life. Like I basically poetry has become a form of blogging for me because I'm basically documenting my life through my poetry. Like I'm telling you about days where I felt sad, days where I felt like, I wasn't spending enough time with the Lord. I'm telling you still things, I'm telling you like really like personal stuff because I want you guys to see my journey. I want you guys to see, me from when I was here, just doing YouTube videos, trying to get discovered as a poet to now being here where, I'm traveling the world, I'm doing tours, selling books, doing spoken word, meeting all these great people, you know, like I want you guys to see that because some people think that, oh, he's an overnight success or where he come from, like how come I never heard of him like 6 months ago? Like, he must be grew up overnight. And like I want to kill that narrative because nothing is overnight. Like nothing happens overnight. Like you gotta work, you gotta grind. I mean, some people do have success early. Some people do have success quickly, but not like you upload the first video and bam, now they like a YouTube sensation. Like that hardly ever happens. Like there are only a few YouTubers who have had like an overnight success. There are a few artists that had overnight success. Like it takes time. Even if you do have overnight success, like you didn't know what the person went through prior to uploading that video, prior to making that song, prior to writing that book. You didn't know what that person had to go through. So I never try to assume that somebody was lucky. I mean, unless you grew up in like a privileged family, I don't think I don't think somebody just got lucky. I mean, there are things. I mean, yeah, you might get breaks. Yeah, things might happen to where it might seem and like that will be that might be considered luck, but for the most part, you know, if you're successful, it's because you worked for it. It's because you grind. It's because you believed in yourself. It's because you did what the majority of people wouldn't do. Like that's what it takes to be successful. That's what separates you from the 99% of people. Like for me, I had to work to get to 100 subscribers. I had to work to get to my first 100. Like it took me over 500 videos to get to my first 100. Like think about that. Like most YouTubers crack 100 and nothing, like nothing. It took me uploading videos every single day, doing hangouts like this, doing live streams, um, sharing my videos on Reddit just to get an audience, just to get a significant audience. Even now, like I don't even like even now it's sometimes hard to get people to watch my videos because I do videos on so many different topics. And that's part of the reason why it took me so long to get to 100 because I had made my channel, more, niche and more specific, on like one or two things, I probably had 100 subscribers within like, 6 months or a year. It took me a year and a half to get there, but it just shows that if you want to do something big, you want to do something extraordinary, prepare to grind, prepare to work, prepare to, you know, to have people in your friend group, people in your family call you crazy, prepare to, go through moments of, just self doubt or self doubt or just like anxiety, like be prepared for that because those days gonna come. You know, I mean, you could be a strong will, strong minded, and whatever, but you still gonna have those moments of, man, should I still be doing this? Or man, it's taking me longer than I thought it would. I thought I was gonna make it in like a year or 5 years. It's taking me longer. Like it's taking me man long just to get somewhere. Like I feel stuck. I feel like I'm not going nowhere. I feel like, nothing's working. Like those moments happen. Like and it's not necessarily because you're doing the wrong thing. You be doing everything right and nothing still happens, nothing still works. That's where faith comes in. That's where trust in God comes in. Because if you assume that you could do everything in your own power, think again, you know, because as good as your talent you may be, you're going to need to know the right people if you're going to really make it. Because many people have the talent but don't have the discipline. You know, that's why people who are subpar or average make it. Make it. You know, versus somebody who was really talented, really skillful, really nice at their craft. You know, don't make it. That's why he has so many starving artists. That's why people are constantly are discouraged from being an artist of you know lack of education and just lack of networking. Like if you don't network, then nine times out of ten you're not gonna be successful because you gotta be able to talk to you gotta be able to communicate with people. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be an artist, you want to be an influencer, you gotta know how to talk to people. This comes from somebody who's introverted. This comes from somebody who's naturally introverted. Like I had to learn how to talk to people. I had to learn how to communicate to what I want and my ambitions because if I know how to communicate, I want to be where I am today. And I would have less subscribers. I will, I wouldn't be doing these videos. I wouldn't have been doing hangouts with Sam Bennett had I not, been vocal, had I not, you know, been open to new ideas and new people. You know, like yeah, like being successful requires a level of uncomfortability. It requires a level of getting out your comfort zone and doing what's outside the norm. That's another reason why people are successful. People want to be comfortable. People want to be praised by their friends. They want to be saying, "Oh, good job! Oh, good job!" And whatever. They want to be praised. They want to do something that's socially acceptable. You know, if you do something, if you do this, or you might be looked at as a weirdo, or maybe looked at as a sellout, or or whatever, or a white boy, like there's if you do something different, do something outside the norm, you look at as a nerd or whatever, it takes a lot of courage to follow your dreams, especially when it's something that's not cool or something that's not popular among your race or among your demographic, or in your region, like success has to have no color, no geographic boundaries. I mean, you could be from Antarctica and have love success. Like it's crazy. So you know, starting off a little. You may not have the money, you may not have the means to do what you really want to do, but start off, or you have something. You may not even have internet. I know like it's impossible to not have internet watching videos unless you use your mobile data. But still, you may not even have internet at your house, but you can still like use your internet in your library or your school, whatever every chance you get. So there's no excuses. Like, yeah, you can feel sorry for people. Yeah, you can have empathy, but you can't just baby people just because they don't have um you don't have the resource you have. You could tell people what they can do, and they're still not gonna do it. You can tell people, oh, here's what you do without money. Here's how you can market your product without marketing, without money in your bank account. You could tell them the steps. You can be as precise, as specific as possible, and some people just still not gonna do it. Yeah, everybody has to drive. Everybody has discipline to do what they say want to do. That's why I bring the poem Staircase, because Staircase, shows that, you know, people are not people. A lot of people are willing to sacrifice. Like success requires sacrifice. A lot of people are willing to give up their friends, give up the time with their, give up time playing video games. Like not everybody's going to do that. So they just sit around, be complacent, and then blame other people for why you're not successful, or get mad at somebody who actually went out and grinded, and did what they want to do and did what they want to say they're gonna do. Like you can't get mad at somebody for being successful when you wasn't grinding. Like when you had the chance to grind, when you had the resource, when you had the people, you can't get mad at that person. So like you have no excuses. I mean, like you have no excuses. I mean, that's normal. I mean, like writing this book, I talk about things like that. I talk about like not having a car, not living in a small town. I mean, not having any open mics in my area. Like I talked about those things because those were the things that were holding me back from really doing what I want to do. But but in spite of that, I knew how to talk to people. I was networking, at my community college. I talk to people who talk to different like businesses and whatnot. Talk to other YouTubers, who are like YouTubers who are in the field of marketing and branding. Like you know, I mean, I had the money. I mean, I had the vehicle to get me from point A to point B. But at least I had internet. At least I had you know college to help me. And that's one benefit college has had in my life, because even though I lived in a small town and I went to a community college, I still was able to have connections. Like the reason why I was able to go to an open mic at Farmington was because I talked to my ACU teacher, and my ACU teacher, she knows that I am a huge, I have a huge passion for spoken word poetry, and she showed me this event happened in Lumberton, North Carolina, which is an hour away from where I live. So she was able to get my student counselor to drive me and a few other students, in the Lamp Club I was a part of, which is leadership and mentoring program. And I was able to go to Lumberton. That was to meet all these different poets from all around the Carolinas, and it was just a dope experience. And the reason why I was able to do that is because I networked, I talked to people, I let people know who I am, what I do, and what I bring to the table. So. I mean, I know I've been saying talk about networking for like I want to be like 20 to 30 minutes now, but that's like one of the main things you need to do if you want to be successful. Like if you don't even have money, networking goes a long way, you know. And know who's the right people in your life. That's another thing, Find the people who, uh, yeah, doing that a lot. But find the people who believe in you. Find people who see what you do, and they say, man, like I like what you like, who respects your passion. Because a lot of times we hang with people who who don't know what we don't know anything about what we do, or just flat out, you know, who are not passionate about what you do, like you are. I mean, nobody's going to be passionate about your passion except you are. I'm so messing up right now. But nobody's going to be as passionate about your passion besides you. But at least find people who believe in your passion, who will, people who respect, your passion. Like a lot of times we hang with people who just, you know, all they care about is playing video games. All they care about is going out to, parties and going out to the club. Like that, a lot of times we just hang with people who just, don't have no ambition, no goal. So, all they want to do is, party or, hang out or whatever. But you realize that if you want to be successful at anything, you gotta understand that there's a time and place for everything. Like there's some days you just gotta give up. going out to a party. Some days you gotta give up. Hanging out with your friends. I mean, even like little things. I mean, I mean, it doesn't even have to be like partying or going to the club. Like it could be just like little things like, I mean, hanging out, going to the movies or whatever. Like if it's taking time away from, pursuing your passion, your dreams, then you might have to cancel that. I mean, and you gotta know who to cut off in your life because so many times we hang with people who don't, like I said, don't respect your passion. They just all they care about is reaching off of you. All they care about is, all I care about is this way. What is it for them? Instead of sharing your videos or sharing your products, or whatever, they just want to reach off of you. They just want to say they just want to take advantage of you. And I have people like that in my life. People who know I was ambitious, who know my passion, but they don't. Instead of trying to help me, instead of trying to encourage me, they just want to take advantage of me. They just want to, they just want to say, hey, you got $1, or hey, you got this, you got money, you got, can you give me a ride? Like today I was at my old college, I just graduated from, and one of my classmates, one of the people who was in my WAMP club, I just mentioned earlier, he I mean, me and him, I mean, we kind of friends. I mean, I consider more of associate than a friend. I mean, like I talk to him or whatever. We're on good terms, but he never done anything bad to me necessarily. But just by the conversation we have, like if I talk about something that's meaningful, something about like networking or marketing or or anything that's big and ambitious, he always look at me like, "What are you talking about?" Or I just he just like aloof about it. It's like nonchalant. Yeah, whatever. Or that's too much. Or or mm, he's always kind of like nonchalant about stuff like that. He just care about getting a free ride or getting a free meal, whatever. That's how our conversations are always like. So he asked my brother, can he get a ride? I didn't say he can, but I just wanted to. But he followed me anywhere because as you guys know, I don't drive. But my brother does. My brother said, nah. I mean, he wasn't being mean about it. Really, he was saying, I don't got time to do this. I just came from this place, blah blah blah. I mean, he said I'll pay you, and he even said I'll pay you, and he was like, nah, man, I don't need your money, whatever. And then my brother was like, don't be taking these people home now. Like I don't got time for this, and stuff like that. And just made me think about the type of people that I need to that. I'm sorry, I can't really talk today, but you can't really. There's some people you just need to cut off or just need to stay away from. Like I mean, me and him. I mean, I mean, he's not a bad person or whatever, but just by our conversations, I just people like that I just can't really rock with. But like my boy Evan though, E Money, like he has supported what I do. He has always encouraged me. He shared my videos. He bought my book. Like he paid for my like we know out to eat one time. He actually paid for my food. Like he's the type of friend who will support you no matter what you like. That will support you, no matter what. And like those are the type of people I want to be around. Those type of people that I consider my friends, like say my homies, that I just thank God for because for so long I always felt like, you know, I always felt like I had to isolate myself because nobody really understood me. Nobody understood my passion or understood my dreams. I always felt like I had to isolate myself. But, you know, this last year I was able to meet some of the most amazing people that in my life, like I mean from teachers to students. Like I'm just thank God, for people like that in my life because when you're passionate about something and when you're ambitious, I mean, it's easy. It's so easy for people to try to take advantage of you. It's so tempting for people to make you feel like you're too ambitious, make you feel like you're crazy, make you feel like you have to stoop down to their level in order to feel human, in order to feel like you're not above the clouds, so to speak. like your head's above the clouds, that you live in reality. That's why it's such a struggle for a lot of black people, a lot of black kids to be successful because if you're doing something positive and do something constructive, you consider, oh, you're acting white, or oh, you're a square, whatever. You know, that's why a lot of my friends are not hood kids. Like most people I hang with are come from middle class families. Most of them are not black. You know, most of them are just good people in general. I mean, it's not like I said, not wrong with hanging out with people who are black, whatever, or hood. You know, but I realized that I realized that a lot of times, if you want to be successful, you gotta be around people who are outside your race, outside your social economic status, outside your neighborhood, whatever it is, outside your comfort zone. And that's one of the reasons why people are afraid of success, because it requires them to go outside of what they're used to, outside their neighborhood, their city limits. And a lot of people can't do that. Like I remember I was watching America's Next Top Model from season 4. I was watching it on Amazon Prime, and there's one girl on the show named Tiffany. Like, for those who probably none of you probably watched Top Model, but this was back in season 4, so this was like in early 2005. This episode aired, and like this one girl, Tiffany, she was from Miami. She was just like, she was from the project. She was loud, violent. She was very aggressive. She was the what you expect from a black girl from a low income neighborhood. So she came with this show, and she's auditioned from season 3, but she got into a bar fight, so she wasn't able to make it on that season. But when she got on season 4, she said she changed. She took anger management class. She was able to fly to LA from Miami and whatever. So, and then but as the competition went on, she started to feel like it was for her. It wasn't meant for her, because a lot of challenges were her requiring to learn a different language. Like, she had to understand French. I mean she had to read words in French. She had to act in a different accent, and she just didn't like it. She didn't like the she just didn't take it seriously enough. I mean, even she said she wanted so bad, but then she get there, and now she feels like you know now she feels like it's not meant to be. And and sometimes we get there. Sometimes we feel like just because, and a lot of times that's another reason. That's a reason why so many people don't want success, because it requires you to get out your comfort zone. It requires people to require to learn things that you never learned before. It requires you to you know it requires you to be more open-minded to certain cultures and certain ideas that you were never exposed to in your neighborhood. you know and she ended up getting eliminated like halfway through the season because she didn't take it seriously. She's like, you know what, this ain't for me. I don't like this competition. Bump this and going back home. So like Tyra ended up screaming at her, like, you don't know where I came from. Like, and then she said, I am sad. Like, I'm crying. Like, I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired of, of not being able to control my life. And then Tyra's like, if you took responsibility, you could have your life could have changed. Right? You could have made it. You could have gotten far. We was all rooting for you. Now you just want to go the wrong way. Like, and see, that's why we gotta, and that's why you always gotta keep an open mind, because if you don't keep an open mind, you're gonna end, you're gonna end up box yourself in. You're gonna end up feeling, and you wonder why nothing's changed, because you don't box yourself in. You think that, oh, if I hang with this type of people, I know, I lose my black card. Or if I hang with, if I go to this type of neighborhood, I'm no longer cool. Like, we care more about being cool than being successful. We care more about being comfortable to be successful. You care more about being hood to be successful. Like like success again, doesn't know this. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what age. It doesn't matter your race. Doesn't matter your gender. Like if like you know, success comes from all different walks of life. You just gotta like want it. You just gotta go after it. So man, I've been doing this for like 30 minutes now. Wow. But if anyone wants to join me, I will definitely link this. Well, thank you, Wobo, for joining me earlier. All right. Okay, Sam texted me like 9 minutes ago saying he's not gonna join me, but it's all cool because I clearly get 30 minutes off already. So I'm glad that you know I'm I'm glad that I was able to at least get 30 minutes by myself because I mean doing this is pretty hard. We don't have nobody to talk to. Like you gotta really you know yeah, you gotta really expound upon your subject because if you're not a good talker and if you do these and you do podcasts, like you're in trouble because you will just end up rambling and end up repeating yourself multiple times. I mean, I've done that a lot in this video because I'm still new at this podcasting stuff, but at least I really talk about something I know or something I'm passionate about. Like if you don't talk about something you know or something you're passionate about, it will just end up dry and stale. So thank you for watching, Wobo. Really appreciate it. Plan on ending this around like 9:30, 9:35. I mean, because I want this to be like an hour long. So, but so if anybody's gonna join, I'm gonna read the comment section. So yeah. But in the meantime, you can buy my book Young with a Purpose, available on Amazon. It's $9.99. Let me screen share it for you guys because I know I've gotten a few new subscribers from my last couple of videos who may not know about my book or not ever watched my videos like that. So that's why I promote this book a lot. I wanted to really sell. Like I ain't planning with like I want this book to really sell. So I would need all y'all support. So yeah, this is the book right here. As you see, it's free if you have Kindle Unlimited, but it's $6.99 if you don't have Kindle. On the paperback version, it's $10. And I actually got a 5-star review, so that's awesome. So for those who read my book, definitely give me some feedback on the comment section. Share it, like whatever. Like I need as much positive feedback as I can. Like, or if you have like a problem with the book, because I know the first few copies I sold had a lot of grammar issues. Let me know. Because I do want to improve. I do want to get better. I do want to make a perfect book, and because I want to show you guys that you know show you guys what it means to be young, what it means to be young and purpose driven, what it means to be young and have ambition, and actually going after your ambitions, not just talking about it, but actually going after your ambitions. Because we all we talk a good game, but we don't actually play. Well, me, I'm actually talking a good game and I'm putting in the work. So, and that's not me bragging. It's not me being arrogant. I'm just letting y'all know that hey, you know, you got someone your age, you got someone your age who had little to nothing, but still made it work out. And that's what this podcast is all about. You know, like there's no excuses anymore. You don't have to be 30 years old. You don't have to be 50 years old. I mean, you could do this, in your bedroom. You could do this in your college dorm room. And, put out a book on Amazon. Type of a document. If you're gonna make a storybook, this might take a little longer. Or if you want to write a poetry book, it could be as short as 20 pages or as long as 500 pages, and just put that bad boy on Amazon or on Lulu or whatever, and bam, your book is out. You know, you know. Let me see who else gonna join me. Let's see who else is gonna join me on this hangout. I might see Embrace him on this online because I haven't talked to him in a while. I just Embrace him. But for those of you who are going to be watching this on a replay, I am planning on going back to RCC soon because RC, which was community college in Hamlet, North Carolina. I'm planning on going back there soon, not as a student, but just going back there as a as an alumni because um, RCC, being one of the benefits of community college is that it's community oriented. So it's all about building relationships. It's all about using your resources and and getting involved and stuff like that. I mean, universities. I mean, it's hard to really network because universities are bigger. Like it's hard to maintain close relationships because everybody, you know, because it's so big. I mean, some small universities it might feel like community college, but others you'll think you're like in another country. Like you go to like a Harvard or a Yale or a big state school. You might feel like a fish out of water if you're used to being around like 10, 15 people, close to you. Whereas you around like thousands of people every day. You don't really see your friends like once a month or whatever outside of like class. So that's why I'm so grateful for my time at Richmond Community College because I mean they're not just there for you as a student, but they're also there for you as a person who's part of the community, and that's somebody who was a student and who also lives in the community. I still have connection, I still have access to my college. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on promoting my book, sharing it, telling more people about it, use my business card, giving it to my classmate, my former classmates, and my friends who I talk to outside of class, and be a part of Campus Crusade for Christ, a Christian club at the school. Again, because I feel like that club can definitely help with learning to my book because my book talks a lot about my Christian faith, and this and a lot of people who I I'm not saying people from last year are still in the club, so it makes sense for me to go back there to that club. So man, let me see. So, No, it makes sense. But also, I'm also trying to find different people to join these podcasts. It's still kind of hard because most of our audience are into like poetry or whatever. So it's like really hard to get people to, you know, on here and not, I don't want to get anybody on here. I want to get people who who will take this seriously. And like when I say take it seriously, I mean like stay on topic. Not goof around. I mean we could goof around, joke around, but not do it to where you just like change subjects like every five seconds or whatever. Like I don't want that. So that's why I'm not inviting my in the 2000s friends or my Popudia friends, even though they're good people, even though I enjoy talking to them. Like I know it's just going to be we're just going to talk about stuff that has nothing to do with the topic. You know, well at least like for at least 10-15 minutes. So that's why keeping them off because I mean, in the past, that's been no issue. You know, nobody like to if you stay on if you stay on a topic, and they'll say, oh, this is boring, or we get off topic. Then it's like, oh, you guys always are off topic. So I'd rather just do this myself than just get somebody who's not going to take it seriously. So sometimes you gotta do that. I mean, it sucks, but like one of the things I learned about being an entrepreneur and just being a person who is ambitious, like you gotta learn to do stuff by yourself. Like you gotta learn how to be alone and be lonely because people, because not everybody's passionate about what you're passionate about. Not everybody's gonna be a cheerleader. So you gotta learn how to do things for yourself even if it means cutting off your closest friend, even if it means cutting off your closest family member. Like you gotta do things by yourself. You gotta do you, regardless. Because you got one life to live. You don't have time to babysit or pacify other people's needs. So that's why I mean, even if you are trying, even if you are trying to be fair, even if you are, trying to be inclusive, people are still gonna do what they want to do. People still want to try to take advantage of you. I mean, not saying none of them try to do that, but I have, incidents you know, where when I do these podcasts, it just turns into, I mean, not people in the podcast, but the comment sections it just be like toxic. So, that's why I just prefer doing things on my own, or doing it with like one or two people who are just as crazy stupid passionate about it as I am. Like one of the things I learned from Roberta Blake is that find people who are just as crazy stupid passionate about the stuff you are, and that's what I do. So when I do a podcast, if you're not passionate about it, then don't join. Like period. So that's why I'm not going to share my hangout link with nobody because I know it's going to turn into a disaster if if I'm not careful. So but let me see if anybody can see anything. Okay. I mean, I had some. There's a few people on this kind now, but again, um, I'm not going to, I don't want to just put them out on the spot like that. So I just want to just, finish the podcast with myself because, I mean, I respect their time, I respect their schedules. I mean, I get it that when you're a college student or even a high school student, sometimes, you don't have time to like, you know, do podcasts or, do hangouts. You don't really have time to do that, so and then plus I plan my hangouts, a little like last minute. So that's kind of my fault why I can't really get people on here. So I'm gonna try to plan like at least 2 3 days advance, so that way I can at least have time before people will join, but not make it too far in advance because if I make it too far in advance, people want to forget and then just not join. But if I make it like 2 3 days in advance, they're most likely remember and then they'll have time to like think about it. So that's what I'm gonna start doing from now on. But that's when I announce these podcasts, so that way I can get people on here to join and see if they want to join or not. Because again, I want to get different people on here. I don't want to just be me and Sam for the rest of the time I'm doing these podcasts. Like I want to get different people and people who respect what I talk about. Not just people who's gonna talk about stuff that is irrelevant to the conversation. I don't want that. So my podcast, my rules. I gotta be like that. I mean, I could be nice, I could be friendly, but if you're just gonna be here you know, just to just to be random or just to talk about stuff that's not relevant to that subject, then you're wasting my time. So that's how I have to be like that, because you know it's not because uh, okay. Like the reason I'm so quiet, someone's looking through the internet, seeing who's online and whatnot. Because I feel like I say what I have to say. I mean, but I still want to keep this an hour because I still want to keep this an hour long. So, but since nobody's watching and nobody, nobody, I'm really going to anybody. I mean, I might just end this. I might end this on 9:30 in 4 minutes. So at least I could be close to an hour. It'd be like 55 minutes. but it'll still be close to an hour, so it'll be long enough to where it felt like a podcast and not just a video. It'll feel like an actual podcast. So, but thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video will get more views. If you want to join my next podcast, please leave a comment down below. Um, if you want to join, I understand that Hangouts is complicated. I understand that not everybody's used to it because most people who watch my videos are knowledgeable about YouTube. They don't know the history of YouTube. They don't know how YouTube actually works. Like there are people who still think a subscriber is something you have to pay for, like legit. You know, even though YouTube has been around for over a decade, like 13 years. Like people still don't understand what it means to be subscribed to somebody's channel. I mean, so it is kind of interesting how there are still a lot of people who don't quite understand YouTube. But it is also interesting to see how big YouTube is amongst teenagers. I mean, like almost every teenager I talk to has a YouTube account. So it's kind of interesting. Like it just shows how today it just shows kind of a generation shift in regards to high schoolers because I mean back when I was in high school, most of us wasn't most people wasn't watching YouTube. Most people thought of YouTube as just something you watch, not something you used to socialize. You know, I mean, because again, back in 2011, 2012, you know, you had to have a camera for the most part, or at least a webcam to be taken seriously as a YouTuber. And then most kids are can afford that type of technology, so they you know they had to use smartphones, and smartphones at that time was very primitive compared to smartphones today, where it's more advanced, it's more high tech, it's more the cameras are like 1080p, some even 4K. So it makes sense for today's teenagers to be on YouTube versus like 6 7 years ago when not many people had a camera, had a smartphone or any device to record videos on. Okay, it's 9:30, so I'm gonna end this right here. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.